So with the release of the Pixel 7, subscribers of mine, you guys have asked me, hey Mark, should I pick this up or should I save $200 and just get last year's Pixel 6? Now I will say this though, Best Buy is running insane deals on the Pixel 7. I think they're doing like a $400 trade-in plus you get $200 in Best Buy gift cards. So if you want, links will be down below. Well, I obviously have both phones. I got the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 6, and I've been using the Pixel 7 for 2 weeks now, but 3 days ago, I actually went over to the Pixel 6. So putting specs aside, what are some of the real-world differences do I notice with the Pixel 6 over the Pixel 7 or vice versa? Because specs on paper mean one thing, everyone knows that, but using the phone is a whole different story. So this video is going to be from an actual user's point of view. That being said, I'm actually really surprised on how well the Pixel 6 holds up, even compared to the Pixel 7. I mean, honestly, just after a few days of going back to the Pixel 6 from the Pixel 7, I expected to notice more differences. In fact, I didn't really notice any differences, to be completely honest. Now look, I'm going to save you guys a whole lot of time. The biggest difference that I noticed going from the Pixel 7, the newer Pixel 7, to the older Pixel 6 isn't performance, it's not anything like that. It's actually more simpler. The fingerprint sensor. The second generation of the tensor chip has dramatically increased the speed in the fingerprint sensor, which you can see and feel whenever you unlock the phone. Now, speaking of unlocking the phone, the Pixel 7 has something that the Pixel 6 doesn't. Face unlock, and that is what it is. You just look at the phone and it unlocks via your face. Now, I will say this though. The Pixel 7's face unlock is like the most basic face unlock there is. In fact, if you wear sunglasses like I do anytime you're outside, by the way, you probably should be doing that unless you don't like your eyes. But if you are wearing sunglasses, this phone's not going to unlock your face. What I meant to say is that your face will not unlock your phone, because your phone unlocking your face makes no sense. Okay, back to the video. If it's too dark outside or inside your house, maybe you just have one light on, it's at night, you're trying to relax, this phone will not unlock your face. It needs ample amount of light. Personally, I find myself using the fingerprint sensor much more than face unlock, but you may enjoy face unlock. Even the bodies of the phone they just feel identical, aside of course from the Pixel 7 having that newly designed camera bar. Some love it, some hate it, but aside from that, the only other real physical difference that I can see, which I'll put on screen right now, is the actual bezels that go around the phone. The Pixel 7 has much smaller bezels, so if you guys want a more new and modern looking phone, the Pixel 7 screen design is definitely going to be way more appealing than the Pixel 6 screen design because of those bezels. But even the performance of the phone, I was expecting to see something different. Just something. I mean, I know upgrading year over year isn't really smart, but maybe you're upgrading from a Pixel 5 or a Pixel 4 or maybe some other phone. You don't necessarily have to be upgrading from a Pixel 6 to a Pixel 7. But that goes to show that even if you upgrade to a Pixel 7, you're not really going to notice that big of a speed increase over the Pixel 6, which is why I think you probably should save $200 and just get the Pixel 6. Even when it comes to RAM and storage, both phones offer the same exact options, so you're not even missing out on that. Even the battery life is something that I just didn't really notice. I mean, I'm sure there is a difference if you look at those speed tests or battery comparison tests side by side, but those tests are completely useless when it comes to actual real-world usage. From a person that's actually used both of these phones extensively. I mean, I've used the Pixel 6 all throughout last year on and off, and I've been using the Pixel 7 exclusively, basically, and the 7 Pro for the last two weeks. So even the battery life from these two phones, they both get me through the day just fine. I don't notice, when I went to the Pixel 6, I didn't really say to myself, oh damn, the Pixel 7 had much better battery life. They both get me through the day just fine, so there's that. Now let's talk about the cameras. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut and have you take a look at some quick comparisons with the Pixel 6 against the 7. Now both have the same 50 megapixel main camera and a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, but with some software tweaks, the Pixel 7 is supposed to look better than the Pixel 6. And that might be true, but you tell me, did you notice any differences? I mean, I'm just being honest. A lot of it looks like I just put the same photo side by side. They look dramatically similar. I mean, it's the same photo. Another difference is that the Pixel 7 can record HDR video, so if that's something that interests you, well, only the Pixel 7 does that. But I will warn you, if it is low light outside, and I'm not talking about dark, I'm just talking about low light, then for some reason, anytime you turn on HDR, the video gets super noisy. There's grain everywhere. But when you turn off HDR, there's still noise, but not as much. So I don't know if that's like a software bug, but that's just what I noticed when using HDR. So for me, I don't really care, because HDR, if you put it into an editing program, that's just more editing for you. And if you send it to someone, it depends on their device, and it depends on which platform you're sending through. Some platforms don't even accept HDR. So, if it matters to you, the Pixel 7 has it. If it doesn't, then, well, it doesn't matter. Now, one thing I will mention, though, is because of that Tensor Generation 2 chip, things like night mode photos will load a lot faster on the Pixel 7. You're probably looking at like an extra 2 to 3 seconds of processing on the Pixel 6. But again, I mean, 2 to 3 seconds for someone may be a lot. For someone else, that may be like, who cares, right? So if it matters to you, now you know. So what about the charging speed? I mean, surely Google upgraded the charging speed for the Pixel 7, right? Nope. Same charging speeds, so you're not even really missing out on that. Same charging speed via wire, and same charging speed via wireless charger. They're identical. I'm just having a tough time recommending the Pixel 7 over the Pixel 6 because, honestly, these phones are less about hardware and more about software. And the software on both of these phones are basically identical. Yeah, okay, sure, you're getting face on blur on the Pixel 7 with the tap of a button. You can make the faces of the subjects a lot better. But honestly, that's nothing really new. In fact, if you take a look at the Google Play Store, oh, believe me, you can find hundreds of applications that do the same exact thing, and not just on faces, but the whole picture. Like I said earlier in this video, I never condone upgrading every year. It just makes no sense. But if you're upgrading from a Pixel 5, honestly, I mean, if you guys want my opinion, as someone who used both of these phones, I say get the Pixel 6, man. For $300, you can pick up this phone with a trade-in for $300 at Best Buy. Guys, that is a bargain. You're basically stealing this phone. Now, when it comes to cell connectivity, cell service, and data speeds, again, I didn't notice anything different. Of course, the Pixel 7 is using a newly upgraded modem over the Pixel 6, but in the real world, I didn't really notice much. Now, a lot of people did complain that the Pixel 6 had very bad connection. I don't know if Google updated it with a software update, but I haven't really seen any of those issues personally, so that's something to keep in mind. So to wrap up this video, if you're coming from an older phone, I honestly recommend just getting the Pixel 6. Or if you want a second phone, maybe you got a Samsung and you really want to try out the Pixel and the amazing software experience that Google has to offer, again, I really recommend the 6. Now, like I said, Best Buy is running insane promotions until the end of this month. So if you're watching this in October and you want a Pixel phone, then I suggest the Pixel 7. But when those deals run out at the end of this month, then get the Pixel 6. So do you guys have any questions that I didn't answer in this video? Are you curious about the Pixel 6 and maybe there's something I didn't answer? Definitely drop me a comment down below. I will be answering as many people as I can. And if you enjoyed today's video, maybe I helped you save a few $100, then definitely all I ask for is just leave a like. It helps me and the channel out a lot, and it's completely free to do, so it takes 2 seconds. Not even. It takes a second. So do it. And if you guys are new here and you like these types of laid back, no BS reviews, all right, just my opinions, then definitely subscribe for more videos about the Pixel 6, the Pixel 7, and any other future phone. This was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.